Northern Paiute language class. Lesson 2. Basic nouns and pronouns. Numa, Numa, Numa. Northern Paiute. Nouns. What is a noun? A noun is basically a word used to identify a person, place, or a thing. For example, a man is a noun, a woman is a noun, a dog, a cat, a house, a building, or even a class or race of people is a noun. So Numa, Numa, we want to define this word Numa that we use for Northern Paiute. First definition of Numa is a singular noun, which can mean a person, any person in general, pretty much, regardless of gender, male or female, regardless of race. It just means person. Example of a sentence would be Sunima bijetyu. Sunima bijetyu means the person is well. Second definition, Numa is a plural noun, meaning people, any group of two or more people in general. So regardless of gender and regardless of race, Numa. So an example sentence is Munima bijetyu. Munima bijetyu means the people are well. Third definition, Numa is a singular noun again, but meaning an indigenous or Native American person. So it's a little more specific there. For instance, Sunima bijetyu. Sunima bijetyu could mean the Indian is well. Fourth definition, Numa again as a plural noun, meaning indigenous or Native American people. Now this is also regardless of gender. It just means Native American people. Example, Munima bijetyu. Munima bijetyu means the Indians are well. And so Numa, fifth definition, as a proper noun, means it's always capitalized. It's a proper noun. In English, it's any of the first indigenous nations classified as Paiute, Northern Paiute, Paviotso, Mono, Yosemites, Bannock, and sometimes also called Shoshoneans. Remember, all of these titles are not names for ourselves, but they're names that were imposed upon our people, the Numa. Examples of usage. Number one, Numadip. Numadip means the Paiute homeland. Second example, Numa Yaruan. Numa Yaruan means the language of the Paiute people. Or number three, Numa Na. Numa Na means the father of the Paiutes. Sixth definition, it's also used as an adjective, Numa, meaning of or relating to Paiute, or Numic. It's another term we use, of or relating to Paiute. Whether it be of the people, the land of the people, or the language of the people. For instance, Numa Nana means a Paiute man or a native man. So it's an adjective because this Numa is describing this noun. Nana is the noun, meaning man, and Numa is the adjective, Paiute or native man. Same with Numa Mogotni. Numa Mogotni, a native woman or a Paiute woman. Our seventh definition is another singular noun for Numa. It means a Paiute person. Paiute in the the quotation marks, because Paiute is not the accurate name of who we are. It's just the name that we kind of associate with because it's so well known by others. So any person classified as belonging to the Paiute people, speaking the Paiute language, or aboriginally dwelling in Paiute homeland. For instance, Sunima Kaidebo Sutabui. Sunuma kaireba o surabui means the Paiute person does not mentally grasp, savvy, or realize the cultural essence of the Euro-American. So talking about a Paiute person, singular, sunuma. An eighth definition for Numa is a plural noun in the same line here, meaning Paiute people. For instance, Munuma kaireba o surabui. Munuma kaireba o surabui, meaning the Paiute people, no savvy, the Euro-American. So basically, Numa, whether capitalized or lowercase, can mean person, people, indigenous person, indigenous people, Paiute as a nation of people, of or relating to Paiute, a Paiute person, or Paiute people. Many definitions. So it's all about the context of the sentence, is how we define what it's saying. Yesh kai numu mi unipan. Kai numu mi unipan means don't say numu. We don't say numu, we say numa, numa. Remember, many of us we're native English speakers, even though you may be Native American or Paiute. If English was your first language, you have to really start to conform the way you say words to how we say it in Numa. A lot of people say numu. It's not numu, it's numa. So the sound in Paiute is a similar vowel sound as found in good, would, should, and put. It's like a sound. Other ways of spelling the Paiute U is like a EU, like a French or a Portuguese or a U with dots on it, some people do, or an I with a cross through it, being a sound. And also, kainuma mianipan, kainuma mianipan. Don't say numa, numa, it's nima. We must say nima, 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 not not numa, not numu, but nima, nima. Yesh, pronouns. What is a pronoun? A pronoun is any word used to designate someone or something in a sentence or discourse, but more specifically like people words. So an example of a pronoun is like I, me, you, they, he, him, her, she, this, that, it, etc. And also discriminately speaking, it could be a white as a person, a black, a brown, an Asian, or an Indian. So these would be used as pronouns, even though they're kind of discriminately speaking. But how many pronouns can you find in the word Numa? Numa, Numa. Now Paiute pronouns we're talking about. Ne, ne, ne means I. Eh, means you, sometimes your. Means they or them. And then we have me, which means you guys or you gals, you plural. So in our word nima, we find I, me, you, they, and me, you plural. So nima, it literally means I, you, and all those that are alike us, akin to us, and unified together with us by the same history, the same blood, same language, same cultural customs, and of the same spiritual belief system. Because back in the day, Numa, there was just one, even though they were spread out through many hundreds of miles, they still held that one language and one belief system, and that's what identified us all together. But of course, times have changed, and the Numa have also evolved and adapted. But let's do our best to keep things accurate and in cultural context. End of lesson 2.